Hi guys, happy Thursday. I just wanted to hop on real quick and make a video for you guys and share a story that I have heard back when I was 15. So it's been a minute. So I can't actually credit the original storyteller. The story was hers. It was her experience, but it's been a while, so I don't recall her name. But it was a story that I heard shared by a speaker at a youth convention back in 1995 in Niagara, New York. And it was a story shared by a woman who had donated her time as a missionary to go over to Calcutta and volunteer her time at an orphanage there that was run by Mother Teresa. And she basically just went over there to meet the needs of the children in whatever way they were, which for her meant scrubbing the clothes, sweeping the floors, serving the meals, cooking, cleaning, in whatever way that she could serve a purpose. Because as you guys know, it doesn't always have to be these grand gestures. Sometimes you meet needs that people have in small ways, and that's what makes all the difference in their lives. So when she first walked in the door of this orphanage, the very first thing that happened was this little child came running over, and she latched onto her leg and she started screaming out, "Ma, ma, ma," which is Indian in that origin for mother. And this woman had never seen this child before, had no idea who this child was, and, being a small child, whatever, she allowed it to go on. And over the course of the following 3 days, no matter what this woman did in the orphanage, that child, unless the child was eating or sleeping, was latched onto her leg or holding onto the hem of her dress and crying out repeatedly, "Ma, ma, ma," while she was scrubbing the laundry in the basin outdoors, "Ma, ma, ma," while she was trying to wash the dishes after the evening meal, "Ma, ma, ma." No matter what she was trying to accomplish and get done, this is what was occurring. And I'm sure that some of you, as mothers who've had toddlers, you know exactly what this experience is like and how frustrating it can get because you can't get your tasks done. So she was trying to be patient and she was trying to be loving. And she finally, after 3 days, went to Mother Teresa and she explained what the situation was, and she voiced her frustration in a gentle way of just, "I don't understand why this child has latched on to me or why she keeps calling me mother. I don't know who she is and I'm not sure what to do about this situation." And Mother Teresa looked her in the eyes and said, "My dear, you have to understand that this child came to us when she was very, very young. Her mother had been an American citizen at one point and had moved here and was in a tragic accident, and she passed away. And she had blonde hair and blue eyes, just like you. And when you walked in the front doors with the same colored hair and the same colored skin and the same colored eyes, that child thought it was her mother come to take her home." And the point of the story and the reason the woman shared it was because it struck in her this reminder that sometimes we share so much more of who we are than we are just who we are. Meaning, it doesn't really matter what our title is, what we went to school for, what we get paid to do. It's about who we are in our heart and the purposes that we can serve in the small things. That we may be the only version of God that some people ever see. And it doesn't matter what religion teaches or what the Bible says or what church people go to. Sometimes people pay more attention to us, to what our character is, to what our integrity is, to what we are doing in the world around us, how we react to crisis situations, how we show love. It matters so much more when you live out loud your faith. Not what you say, not what you preach, not what you write in a book, not what you blog about, not what you post about on social media. None of that matters as much as when it's all chipped away and all that's left is who we are and how we treat others around us and how we show the same compassion and mercy and grace and love that we ourselves were afforded when we give it to other people. That's what the world around us is watching for, and that's what we need to be. In my own experience, it's been things like being open and honest about struggling with postpartum mental illness. I went through a rough bout for a long time after quite a few of my children being born with postpartum anxiety, postpartum OCD, and postpartum depression. And I was very honest about that after a while. In the beginning, I wasn't. I was really ashamed. I thought it made me a bad mom. But I began to share it, and I was overwhelmed by the amount of mothers who were also walking around feeling ashamed and feeling like failures as a mother. until they read my posts and read my blogs and realized they weren't alone, and it prodded them to go and talk to their doctor and get the help or the medication or whatever it was they needed to be healthy and happy. And it made me incredibly grateful and humble that I could take something that could have been just a negative experience, and I was able to flip that story and make it something positive. Or when I wrote the blog in all transparency and honesty about my experience with domestic violence, and it led to 2 different women that I knew fairly well but was unaware of their home situations, leaving their abusive husbands and getting their children out of a very dangerous situation. And again, it took something that could have been a sad story in my book, and it turned it into something positive and something that I could be grateful for. And the point is that you can take anything. You can take any aspect of your story at any time, and you can stop making it a pity party, and you can turn it into a tool that can help to save others. You can turn it into something that can help to inspire other people. People aren't inspired by people that are born rich and have an easy, comfy life and die rich. That's not an impressive story. People want to recognize themselves in you. They want to see that you struggled, or you hurt, or you fell, or you failed, and that you were able to get back up again, because it inspires them to think that they themselves can have the same things. Nobody found greatness in mediocrity. Nobody just kind of half-assed it through life and rose to the top. That's not how it works. All of these people that we respect and look up to, they got there because they had the tenacity, they had the determination, they had that fire in them, and they applied the hard work. And you have to remember that when you are going through valleys and when you are stumbling and fumbling, that that's part of your story, and that people are watching you, and they're waiting to see how you handle those valleys, and they're waiting to see if you're going to get back up. So get back up. Over and over and over again, because this isn't just about you. It never was. You never know who it is that's waiting to see if it's safe to jump, if it's safe to turn the page and keep on going and reading that story. You'd be surprised sometimes, the people that are watching you, because I know that there's been plenty of times that somebody has messaged me and said, hey, I've been following you on Facebook for the last year, and your story has inspired me, and now I'm doing X, Y, and Z with my life, and I didn't even know this person. I didn't even realize they were reading my posts. They never clicked like on anything. They never commented. They never reached out to me. So just keep in mind that this story is not just about you. It's always so much bigger. It's the legacy you're leaving behind. It's the pathway through the woods that you're hacking out with a dull machete that's hard as hell to get through, but you're leaving a trail of breadcrumbs behind you. And people are seeing that, and they want what you have when they begin to see what you're getting out of it. It's about who you emulate to somebody else. And you may not even be aware of that. You may not realize that you may be the only version of whatever that person is lacking. You may be the only version they ever see. So make sure you keep hope, not just for yourself, but for others, because it matters so much. I love you guys so much. I believe in you. Have a beautiful day. Bye.